So welcome to this workshop where you will meet former mentor and mentor children who have participated in the Nightingale. And Nightingale, for those of you who don't know what that is, oh good, hello Soha, come. Please sit down and I will make an introduction of you very soon. So Nightingale's pedagogical idea is that two persons meet. One student and one child, and the children they are 8 to 12 years of age. And they meet regularly, once a week over the period from October to May. And since we have had this program for a long time now, we are privileged to have some of the mentor children back now as mentors themselves or as students. And I want to make an introduction first. I think you should start, Soha, and say who you are.
Okay, my name is Soha and I'm 20 years old. I used to be a student and a child.
Yes.
So I've been both a mentor and a child to a mentor.
And you will tell more about that. We just make a presentation. Yes, next.
My name is Martina and I've been a child of a mentor.
My name is Nina and I was mentor to Martina and it was 14 years ago and we still have contacts.
What did you say, 14 years?
Yes,
Yes.
14
years ago.
My name is Martina and I was a mentor to Jessica. My name is Jessica and I'm 15 years old and 5 years ago I was a child to Martina.
And since start, we have had more than 3,000 mentor and mentor children participating in the program, so these are only few. But I want to ask you, and then later you can, if you have any question, we just do like this, so you can interrupt and ask a question. But I want to ask the mentor children if you remember why you wanted to participate in the Näktergalen Nightingale program. Do anyone? So, do you remember why you wanted to do that?
My teachers thought I was a lone wolf. I didn't have a good social life with my friends at class or anything. So they thought that it was a good thing that I had someone older that could teach me, show me around, make me come out of my shell a little bit, and it helped a lot. So
Yeah, so what about you, Martina?
Well, when I was a child, I had a lot of problems at home since my mother was sick and very poor. So I could never do anything like go to the movie and stuff. So then they introduced me to this Nightingale project, and I met that, and it was awesome.
And what about you, Jessica?
I had sisters and my parents and friends and everything, but I was curious as a child. I wanted to try all new things. So why not?
And then the mentors, Nina, why did you participate? You were a student, and tell us about why you wanted to
I wanted
participate.
to not to be only in my own world, to see my family and my part of Malmö. I wanted to maybe to see kids how they are living in other parts of Malmö and do something, because I think it's important. Since I see I'm privileged, I want to take out a kid to show Malmö and show the university and the life to do something, because it feels good to meet kids and see how they are living today. Because I've been a kid myself, but not in these days, so I think it's important.
And Martina, what about you then? Why did you?
I love children. I'm very bad in English. Jag tycker jättemycket om barn.
She really likes children.
Ja.
She loves them.
Och ville verkligen sätta mig in i ett barns liv och uppfylla deras drömmar. Liksom.
She really wanted to give a child the dream come true. Yeah. What about, did you have any expectations? So, did you have any expectation of what it should be to have a mentor?
To have a mentor?
Yeah, to have a mentor. No, to have.
Well, since I didn't have any friends when I was younger. I thought it would be cool if I could go out and see the city because my parents were always working, so they didn't have time to take me out. They told me that this mentor could help me take a step forward and trust myself and become a better person, a bigger person. So that's what I expected, and it turned out good.
And Martina, then, what about? Did you have any expectation?
Yes, I was afraid actually at first because I was very afraid of people when I was little. I was very shy, so but Nina was so very nice, so I was cool with it. But I wanted to do stuff. I wanted to do stuff that other children could do. Go to the movies, go to the beach, see, parts of Malmö that I've never been in before. So that was my expectations, to be a child and do things.
Did you have any expectation, Jessica?
Well, I just thought I wanted to do something fun, and I thought that we were going to have fun together. That's all I could think of.
And what about the mentors then? Did you and Nina have any expectations?
I wanted to feel that I gave something to Martina, to see her happy, and to feel this feeling that you're giving something to another person. To me, it's really important as a person, and I felt she was very happy, especially when we were at the cinema. It was the best memory, I think, for me at least. So it was my expectation to make a kid happy, to show her something.
And what about Martina then?
Ja, det var ju det att uppfylla Jessicas
Almost, yeah, as you said before, to fulfill her dream or help her to continue to dream. Okay, and if we continue then and show you, this is Soha. Yes, Soha when she was a little child, and Sarah. And then you see Soha as a mentor with her mentor child. Can you tell us, you told us a little about when you were 9 years old, because then you got the mentor Soha. Yeah. And what did you do together then?
Well, I loved baking, so we did a lot of baking. We watched a lot of movies. She took me to the museum first time, and that's where I fell in love with history. So that's where I got it from, and that's the most thing I'll remember. But she took me to the beach. We did all the things I wanted to do. We usually did a schedule, and then I could be able to explore and do anything I wanted to do during this 9 months. So,
Who decided what you should do together?
Most of the time it was me, but we used to compromise. If she wanted to do something, show me something I hadn't seen before, didn't want to try out, then she'd force me a little bit so I didn't miss new things.
And do you remember, did you make any visit to Malmö University?
Yes, one time at the old teachers university, or the one at Hellenholm, I think it was.
Yes.
And it was huge. You're used to small schools. My old school was at 62 people at the most, and then coming to a big school with thousands of students, it was impressive.
And why did you become a student yourself? Because you have told me that you started first at Lund University and then you came here. Can you tell us about that? Why you wanted to become a student yourself? And what you studied?
I studied civil engineering, or I'm studying civil engineering, but it's a Bachelor of Science. So yes, and I started studying at Lund University, but I didn't feel comfortable there at all because there wasn't a diversity. The people there didn't fit my personality, so I changed to Malmö University instead. And that's when the first day of school, they have Nightingale. Okay, I'm going to apply.
So you applied the first day you went to Malmö University?
Before I even
Yeah.
the day I knew I was accepted, I entered this organization. So
And why did you want to apply them?
because I wanted to give back, I got a lot from it when I was a child, and I just wanted to feel that I could help another child or explore new things, to grow as a person even more, learn their responsibility, and have fun.
Yeah. And how did it go then?
It was not as I expected. It was a lot of step backs when I wanted us to move forward, and she was so hyper, and she wanted to do all the things I couldn't do. She wanted to meet me all the time, and I didn't have enough time because I was studying and working at the same time. But I don't know if she grew out of it, but I did a lot, and I miss her a lot. So she was a big influence on me too.
That's nice to hear. Yeah, it's really nice. Now I want to continue with Martina and Jessica, because that's so strange. 2 years ago, or only 1 year ago, not 2 years, I don't know, we had a party at the beach, kick off a party when we say farewell to each other. Then suddenly, these two persons came in front of me and they said, "Oh, we have been Nightingales," and I didn't know both of them. Have you been both? Have you been mentors? Both? I don't really understand. You don't belong to the group. I was a little confused, and they said, "No, we have been mentors or mentee," and I couldn't see the difference between who's the mentor. And then you told me about that you have met 5 years ago, but you are still friends, and even better friends than then. Because if you know, in Nightingale, we always interview the students and we interview the children, and we try to match them out of some similarities. And we found one similarity, things. And I will not say anything more because I think you can tell them yourself about, because you have a little program here you can show us. So just take down my So now Jessica will tell us.
Yeah, this is we made a podcast about our time together and what happened before and after the Nightingales. So first thing that happened was that Martina was a lecturer for all the mentors before we met each other, and everyone got a little post-it note that said my name, what year I was in, and what school I went to. So that's when Martina knew that she was going to have me as a child. And then she sent me a postcard that I still have at home with horses on. And it said that her name was Martina and she was going to be my mentor. So I remember standing in the kitchen and got this postcard, and I like jumping up and down and couldn't wait. So the start date, we met 2009 here at Malmö University, and we were gonna meet
Entrance.
in the entrance, yeah. And we both got a note with the number 16 on it, and we were gonna search for each other in a crowded room. It was all the mentors and all the child was gonna search for each other. And Martina saw me, but I didn't see her, so I went past her like 20 times before I saw her. So yeah, this is we have these notes still at home also. And when we first met, we decided, because I was very interested in horses, but I have never seen one in real life, and Martina rode. So she picked me up and we went to her stable. And this was the first time I ever saw a horse, and I got to brush it and cuddle with it, and I got to ride as well. So, yeah. And since I was stuck, first time I saw a horse, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep riding. So Martina had a friend who lived on a very big farm, and she had horses and dogs and cats and everything, and we spent the most of our time we spent here. And the purpose was to meet 2 hours a week. When we were here, we lost time. We could be here for a whole day, and just use the things and ride and hang out. So on this farm, since Martina only had one horse, we couldn't ride, and I couldn't ride her horse. So at this farm there was a little pony that I got to take care of every time I was there. So I took care of it and rode it. So it's a little video of me when I first started riding. So this was about 4 years ago, and I had only ridden a few times. So Martina learned me a lot, and I learned quick. Yeah, so I competed with this pony for the first time. So this is when we were in the paddock, and I was gonna train for the competition.
And that was what has happened when we met, because it was a competition, and you came from the competition at the beach and yeah, talked to me. Yeah. So they had a competition together.
Yeah. So, yeah. But we weren't always in the stable. We did other things, normal things, like we watched movies sometimes and went to the cinema, we went bowling, and just did stuff together. And this is one of the time reports that Martina had, so she filled in them every week, what we did and how long we spent our time together. So we still have a lot of them as well left. So yeah, after the Nightingales, I kept riding, and Martina really encouraged me. She helped me, and when I thought, no, I don't want to, this doesn't work, she was like, yes, one more time, and then it worked. So the picture on the left, it's a horse I had before. It was a very old and kind horse, so she learned me a lot, and now Martina has bought the other one on the left, right, and it's a young horse, so now I'm going to teach the horse instead of the other. So Martina studied here to become a teacher, but when she had me, her interest in teaching riding got bigger. So when she had me, she decided to start the education of becoming a riding teacher instead. And today this is her profession. And when I was little, I was very shy and I did what everyone else told me. So Martina made me become more independent and made me stand up for myself. And well, now I'm going to, in a couple of months, I'm going to choose a high school. And I'm thinking of choosing a high school with a riding profile. And Martina also encouraged me to study after school, and I want to become a veterinarian. So she really supported me. That's me looking ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, now we have Nina and Martina. That picture, that's an old picture. Do you remember, Martina, anything from the time when you met Nina? Can you tell us?
I remember some things.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of things have disappeared in my memory, but I remember all the feelings I had, how happy I was to meet Nina, and how sad it was to end it all. So, but I know she made a lot of things for me. You made me really happy.
What did you do then together? Do you remember something?
Yeah, we did. I know we went shopping once, and I never went shopping with my mother. Never, ever. So it was like when I went into the store, she was like, "Take anything you want." I was like, "What?" I don't know what to do. So, and it was fun. And I remember when we went to the cinema, when you told me, she bought me a big popcorn, and I was like, wow. I can't remember what movie we were watching. teaching,
The
but
popcorn you remember, yeah.
all I can remember was this giant popcorn that made me happy.
Yeah, I remember this like small kid and this big like, oh, you were so happy.
So she did really a lot of things for me and made me happy, and I could be a child. She actually took me swimming in the ocean once, and it was my first time. I've never swum in the ocean before, so that was kind of scary too. But yeah, she made me do stuff that I never could have done without her. So that's why I think this project is so great, because it gives opportunities to children to do things.
That they otherwise wouldn't have done.
And these are regular, ordinary things that children should always be able to do, but not every child can do that. So that's why it's so great.
One in the concept we also have, you have talked about the positive role model. Do you think Nina, was she a positive role model for you?
Yes, she was a really positive role model, because for me she was like a mother. Because my mother was sick and never could do anything with me, so she was like that mother who were a real mother, who cared about you, who wanted me to be happy. She always asked me what I wanted to do, and I always got to do what I wanted. So yes, I would say she was a very good role model.
What about you, Sora? Did you see your mentor as a positive role model?
Yes, but mostly on the educational side, because my parents are not from Sweden. They're originally from Middle East, and their education didn't help them here in Sweden, so they had to re-study the whole 5 years they were studying in their home country. So they skipped the whole study here and just started working. So I never got to experience educational parents, or they didn't teach me or tell me how it was to be in college or university or high school, because it's different from where they were. And she usually went to my school and helped me with my studies. She usually took me to the school so I could get comfortable in it and explore it and fall in love with studying. And that's where I got it from. She had her patience. She taught me everything I could, and everything she could teach me. So yes.
That's interesting. As you all know, mentoring is one pair who might not see the world in the same way. I mean, prejudice can sometimes go away. Have you experienced something about that? You had prejudice, or that I didn't know. Nina, what about you? Something that you think that you got there, I didn't know that. A new knowledge or experience.
No, not like this, but especially because I didn't grow up in Malmö, so I haven't been everywhere in Malmö. And to see the school there and to see how they're living in other parts of Malmö, I think it's so important to see that everyone's not living like I'm living. People are living in different ways, and we are all important in different ways. So we have to see it. It was like to me, because I have a daughter. She's only 1 year younger than Martina, and I took her everywhere. And not because I am very rich or anything, because I was studying at the time, but to take her to the sea. And no, people are not coming to the sea. For me, it was like, this is how it's like. Everyone should be able to do things and to see the world, not the whole world, but at least to see some of the world, to know there is different things to do than what you are doing. Do I make any sense? Because I think I'm talking in time. So it felt good to me, but some people don't come to the beach, and then to me it's a normal thing, because I was growing up with a dad who was working at sea, so some things were so, it was, to see other kids here in Malmö, because I was going to this small village school outside in the country. It's so different. It's like from another country, actually, even if it's in Sweden. Because how can you participate in something you don't know if it exists?
And as you all know, the mentor year starts in October and ends in May. What do you feel? I have heard someone who said, you, Martina, you were really sad. And these, Jessica and Martina, they continue to, they have even been friends. But what about you, Martina and Sova? Yeah.
I was really young at the time, so and I wanted to continue to see Nina, but Nina was studying and had a lot of things to do, and she had a daughter in at my age too, so she had a lot of things to do, and like she didn't want to promise me anything, but we met 2 times after that, and she picked me up, and we were
It's the beach and one more thing that it's a lot.
yes, and she bought me a big teddy bear. So yes, that was very sad because to me Nina was really important because she made me see stuff, and she told me, I didn't remember it at first, but I did when she told me. It was one time we were at Nina's place and we were doing meatballs. And then I asked her, do you do this with your daughter? Because I never did this with my mother. So it was apparently a regular thing for parents and children to do. So it made me realize that I could do these things too, if I just wanted to. So,
And you have a daughter now.
now I have a daughter.
And another one is coming.
Another one on the way. Yes. So we do things together. Thanks to Nina, I got a little glimpse of what a parent and child should do. So
It was really hard to separate. But I didn't have the time, so I thought, as Martina said, I don't want to promise her, yeah, I'm going to call you, I'm going to see you, because the time was limited. So I thought it's better to be only 2 more times, and I gave her my phone number, if only to make sure that I'm here for her in the world. But I can't promise. It's not good to promise a child something that if you can't keep promises. But it was very sad to me too. I feel sad now talking about it.
Yeah, and actually that is what we have, that is the rule we have in Nightingale, that you should be very strict and say goodbye. Some people might meet still, but we say at least stop this summer, and then you can decide one meeting, but don't promise that it will be like it is, but it will not, except you have continued. And there is someone who have done that, but it's really important to be honest. It's 8 months and everyone knows it. And it's better that they put this seed down in their body, we had a nice time, instead to break it and say, it will be like it is, and then it will not. And then the children will sit by the telephone like a bad relation. Why isn't it calling? Why isn't it calling? It's much better to say, now we meet from October to May, and then we will not meet anyone. But you have my telephone number if you want to call me. That's okay.
But you met again, can I?
Yeah,
you have the time
and it
to-
wasn't a coincidence, or you have to tell them.
Yeah,
about
because
that.
I work in a school over there. It's a high school, and there was at the time, it's like 5-6 years ago.
something like that.
Yeah. So it was a guy working at my work with the computers, and he have a daughter the same age, and they were best friends. So we talked about it, and your daughter is friendly with Martin, but I know. So we get to talk about that. They know each other. So one day, without you were knowing, and I wasn't knowing, he brought her to my school. So it was really nice. And now since then we were Facebook friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we met once. You met my daughter.
Yeah,
But since I don't live in Malmö, so it's not, and I don't have driver's license or a car, so it's not so easy for me to.
I also don't have driving license. We must fix it.
Yeah, we have to fix that. So
And we are happy you came with the train for today, for this meeting. So that was nice. Is there any question that you have wished I had asked you? There's something you want to tell the audience here that I forgot? It's great. Otherwise, I think you should ask them the question. Yes, there is one.
I have a question for the mentees. How did your parents react when you first went home and said like, I have this project and what it's about and how they were involved in the Nightingale, if at all. So for the mentees, who were a child.
I really don't remember, but I know my mother was quite happy with it because she was sick, but she wasn't a bad person and she wanted me to do these things. So I think she was happy with it, but it was a long time ago, so I can't do it.
And for my part, it was my mother who told me about the Nightingale because she was talking to my teachers at one of our
Participating school.
participating school talks, and she told me about it and told me it was a good thing if I wanted to try it out, that I could learn and I wouldn't lose anything on it. I would just gain another friend over the time, and so I tried it out, and I wasn't hoping for anything, but when I got one, they became like friends because my mom wanted to know how much I was involved in our times, how much I grown, how much I talked to her because I wasn't usually talking to anyone, not even my brother at the time. So yes, she was very involved but it was only because she was worried about me that I wouldn't make any friends later on and be lonely.
Do you remember, Jessica?
My mother has always encouraged me to do things. When I was little, I went to like 5 different sports at the same time, and she just thought if I want to do something, so I should do it. And so she said, "Yeah, well, why not?" And when I was I didn't have an own phone, so it was always Martina, my mother, who talked. So they decided everything, and I just followed.
I'm from Germany, from Bad-Württemberg, which is a mentoring program there. And there's a quote which has stuck with me, and it's a mentor who says, I started Bad-Württemberg and I wanted to change my mentee's life, but it turned out that he changed mine. So that's the quote, and I think it's a really lovely quote, and I just wanted to ask you, mentors, if you would maybe agree with that, or what you think about it.
Yeah, for me it's changed it because then I was studying working science here at Malmö University. So I didn't know what to write in my bachelor degree. So I wrote about this diversity and people living together. So it gave this growing interest in how can we people live together in this world and everyone can participate as good as possible. So yeah, it gave, and till now this is my it's a question of heart, say this. And I work in a school, we have kids from all over the world, and I love my work with this, and I think that's why I'm now working with teenagers, and I love it. It really gave me to continue this big interest, and I'm still in the reference group.
Yes,
Nightingale. Yeah, because I think it's important. It's really, really important. We have another person.
What about you, Soha? I was thinking as a mentor.
I have a lot of problems, if you really want to say it like that. I have a short temper, so if I go to school from 8 to 5 and then have to meet the child who's hyper and waited all week to see me, and she wanted to do and jump and scream and sing and do stuff, and I was tired, so she taught me to have patience,
yes.
Try to understand from a child's perspective. She taught me to not always be so angry and serious, so that even if I'm older, I can have fun too, like a child. And so yes, she taught me more than I ever thought she would.
Yeah, that's interesting. Anyone else who wants to ask a question? Yes, I have. Yeah.
But the question for the mentors, during the mentoring process and so on, you were probably supported by the staff and to doing reflections and to help you with doing something you've never done and not so much experience. So can you recall or remember what was the a really positive thing that you got, like in a support way, that really helped you to be a better mentor? And if you remember, if there was something you were missing or would have wanted more
from the
coordinator.
From the coordinators, yes.
For me personally, it was really good because my coordinator, she was really good. She gave me the, because I was the first one in my family studying at the university, so I didn't have the confidence that I was fitting in here in the university world, and everyone was so academic and so she made me feel confident about myself, that I can do this, that I was good, and it felt so good to me. So, and she asked me one time, do you feel like working with this later on? I was like, oh, me working at university. She gave me so to believe in myself, to be a mentor to the bank I work at. And actually, I worked also as a coordinator after I was a mentor. And yeah, they helped me a lot with this guidance.
Yeah, we try to work with the self-efficacy. That they have to believe in themselves as a mentor.
Yeah, it was really supportive, really good.
Can you even remember something like specific, like a workshop on a specific topic? Or
mostly like when I mentor by myself with guidance. We were talking about what we did and these things, and also about the patients. I also have a very short temper, but now I'm 45, so I've been working with it, so I'm calmer. But it's really good, and I had a kid by myself. But yeah, it's really good to practice to be a better person, to be calm. I don't have to rush into things and be provoked from small things. And kids are really perfect to work with this. So no, but from a question, it was this when we were talking to each other. She helped me to believe that it's good. She asked me, but what can you do next time? And so I could improve myself.
And the other?
Okay, Andrew wanted to say something, and then you, yes.
Thank you so much. It's a great this mentoring process is doing so well in Europe. Unlike in Africa, where we have different cultural backgrounds, as was mentioned. But then my observation would be, what are the benefits for the larger family? For example, if the mentee and the mentors have only benefited, and it's a process in the rest of the family. Come from a bigger family, extended family.
It's also a benefit for the family. It is, yeah. You can, for example, you said for your mother. Nina also talked to your mother, and
yeah, my daughter, she said, I also want to mentor. Why don't we have this at my school? I also want to have grown up to meet every week and do fun things.
You also wanted to.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you have to take a class or a course to do this, or you just sign up.
You just sign up. They do not a course, but they do a training, some training session, and then they're supervised during the year. So we first interview the students, then they have to take part in a training, mentor training, and then we supervise them, and they also have to fill in a monthly report. So we both hold here and the hand. Yes. Yes.
I was just wondering, the mentees, when you started Nightingale or when you took part, did you ever get any negative feedback from other children, or did anyone ever say to you, why are you taking part? Is there something wrong with you or with your family? Or did you not experience anything like that at all?
Well, I had really problems when I was little with a social thing. So I think it was actually the other way around, because since we met and she made me do things, I was a little more open with other children to do stuff. So actually it was the other way around. I was more accepted afterwards, because first I didn't really know how to socialize with other people and what to do with my friends and stuff. So, yeah.
And I remember what you heard from the school, from the other children in the schools. They wanted to be mentors, as Nina's daughter.
Yeah.
I also want to be a mentor child.
Yes. They are really very proud.
Yeah,
they're really very proud. I used to say one example because I heard two boys once talk to each other about if they should get a mentor or not. And one of them said, "Are you applying?" "Yes, I am." "Yeah, I've heard it's even better to get a mentor than to get a new pair of Nike shoes. That's status. And they are really proud. We can meet the children sometimes at the schoolyard, and they say, "It's my mentor." Yes, and they feel really proud. Yes.
I'm called Aaron. I appreciate the kind of work you're doing for the benefit of the entire world. For some of us, we are taking the message back to Africa.
Oh, that sounds nice.
And I thank the Mama in the Middle for the work she has done. And again, for a question to the two from. As she mentored you positively, she has groomed you, the entire world is happy of you. Have you also started mentoring the young ones?
If I've started mentoring...
You started? You can give us your experience.
My experience of being mentored, or...
No. I wonder if you started also mentoring other people.
Yeah, I started
Keep the candle burning. Yeah. I wish you could give us the little experience because you are young, you know? Yes. So you could give us some.
Yeah, if I were started mentoring other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I would really want to be a mentor one day because I want to become a nurse. That's the word. And I hope one day I can be a mentor too.
Yeah, you asked me right before we started. You asked me, do they have this and do you have it in Kristianstad?
Yes, they have it in Kristianstad also.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
So you can apply.
Yeah, that's good. Because I want to do, I know what it did for me, so I want to give that experience to someone else, and hopefully more than one child, because I really love children. And one day I actually want to be, in Swedish it's called familjen, who take care of children who have a hard time at home or can't be with their parents, to give them a real life. Because, yeah, that's what I want to do one day.
Thank you. I think we will should give all these mentor and mentors a big applause. The coffee and the cookie is outside there, so you just take a cup of coffee and a cookie and then run to the next.